You're listening to the Gab Street Podcast, Columbus, Ohio's #1 podcast for underground talent. Every week we have new conversations with interesting individuals who contribute to the Columbus economy and its lively culture. You may find just what you're looking for right in your backyard. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the Gab Street Podcast. We are here on episode 37 with your main co-host,
Zay Krypto.
Zay Krypto. Today we have a special guest. He goes by October Jonez. Say what's up.
Hey, how y'all doing, everybody?
Today's going to be a fun episode. We're going to get into how October Jonez is successful in Columbus with his music career and all the music that he puts out. It's super fucking dope. If you haven't heard his stuff yet, either go to Declassified and hear him there next time he goes up, or search for him on Spotify and SoundCloud. It's October Jonez with a Z at the end. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And if you go on to the Kevin Gates this Wednesday at Columbus, Ohio,
oh yeah,
definitely show up there. I will be opening up.
Hell yeah. Before we hop into everything deeper than that, we're going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to a friend of the show. You heard him on episode 5 if you listened back that far. You're a real pedestrian if you did. But our buddy Luke Chioka recently started a YouTube channel where he educates people on the pretty much the intricacies of audio engineering, right?
Yes, sir.
Just
music production,
and also just like how to be productive in the studio when you're doing stuff like that. Yeah. And he only has 2 episodes out right now, so they're really short and sweet. They won't take much of your time. They're like 3-6 minute stuff.
Yeah, he's got one sort of like video where he's just talking about being productive in the studio. His very first video is how to sidechain, which is very informative to someone like me.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
Sidechaining is helpful when you want to get your kicks to go harder.
Okay.
So like you've got 808s and kicks and 2 low frequencies on top of each other. You just like, when those kicks come in, you sidechain it so the 808s die down for a minute so that those kicks can just punch through the mix and go really hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Cool. So please go check that out. Give some support to Luke Chioka. He's been a friend of the show for a very long time, and you should go check out his music. He recently dropped an instrumental. It's an orchestral EP.
It's like sort of like it's like for a film score. If you're trying to score a film, it's called Ethereal Symphony. It's short and sweet. It's 4 tracks.
Yeah.
A lot of different emotions he takes you through with his production. It's pretty great. You should go check it out.
And you can listen through it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So it's short and sweet, and I recommend everybody goes checks that out.
Hell yeah.
So let's get right into this shit. You ready, October?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to turn this damn thing off.
It's all good.
Yeah,
no
my
problem.
phone be ringing, man.
It happens.
I should put mine on silent too.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that thing taken care of.
Well, you've been on silent for a little while, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Zay,
transition.
Zay Krypto has been on silent for like a month now, but he's back, kind of. Well, by the time this goes out, he will be.
Yeah, back on the internet. I haven't been on Instagram for a month. I've been in the cave, alone for the most part.
But October, you've been on this shit. You just dropped an album.
Yeah. Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that.
The album is called Save Yourself 4. It is part of a series that I started last summer. I wanted to put out consistent content to build my fan base even more. So I dropped Save Yourself series, and basically every month I would come out last summer with an EP. So I did Save Yourself 1, 2, and by the time 3 came around, I had a hit single called Honey Bourbon.
Nice.
And it took off like wildfire. So I waited a whole year before I released the Save Yourself 4 so I can uphold to the standard that I had made for myself.
Oh, yeah. That's sweet.
And that has production from a lot of Columbus producers.
Drew Bands?
Yep.
Yeah.
Drew Bands, rest in peace. He was murdered earlier this year.
Really?
But he was a great, I still have music that I have to release with him, but he did majority of this project, and he was just amazing. Didn't deserve what happened to him, but he will live on through the music. And Shack Track T. Steez isn't from here. He's from Louisiana, but he's worked with so many people here through me because we've been working with each other for years. It's just crazy. And a new up-and-coming producer named Risto. He cuts hair, but he sent me over the instrumental for Lois Lane 3.
Okay, cool.
The last track on the tape, and I just like the vibe of it, so I had to put that on there.
Oh, yeah. My personal
And Nightmare
favorite,
Jones, my bad. Nightmare Jones, he's from the West Side.
Cool.
Yep.
My personal favorite track off of Save Yourself 4 right now is, believe it or not, it's the Intuition.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Intuition Interlude.
Interlude, yeah. I fuck with that so hard. Like, the beat is super, like, wavy and jazzy, and so it's kind of mellow. I dig that a lot.
And he freaked the, second verse. Basically, he had the bassist part, the loop. I wasn't there. We used to make our songs in his kitchen.
Yeah.
When it came to trap music, it was dope because he used to make beats in his kitchen. So I was look at this is the best vibe ever, right?
That is crazy. So, literally in the kitchen.
Cooking.
I would freestyle it or write it there, but I would always take it back to the studio to mix and master it or just re-record it.
Okay.
But we would catch a vibe. So he had the loop, and after I said it and everything, he went around it and made the beat around it, and it was crazy.
Oh yeah,
it was dope.
That's really sweet. So you recorded it originally in the kitchen, or you just freestyled it and then later recorded it?
I recorded it with freestyle originally in the kitchen. And then I mixed it at the studio.
Nice. Shit sounds tight. I like it.
Appreciate it, man.
So is there a theme that kind of goes over all of the Save Yourself projects?
So Save Yourself is basically what I now it's coming to current. When I put out Save Yourself Forever, whenever I do, it's more currently what I'm going through. So it was talking about things I've been through, was going through, and I kind of always blend that in through all my songs to try to talk to a fictional person. So my thing is October, I told her. Mm-hmm. So I try to make all of the women I've dealt with seem like one woman. And I talk to them in the song, so they can't say, this is about me, it's about whoever fits this shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all.
So your favorite song, for example, Intuition Interlude, but just basically from the women that was trying to get some time and everything, and I'm trying to stay focused and get somewhere.
Yeah.
I really don't have the time, but bluntly, and this is how I was thinking. Yeah, so I told him through that song.
Yeah, I dig that tag at the beginning of each song that you do. Like October, I told her. And there are a lot of good Columbus artists that have that too. What's Joseph Keith's? He has something at the Lolo. Yeah, you hear that at the beginning of each song, you're like, oh fuck, he about to drop it. So
I was about to say he had another name prior.
Pussy Boy.
Threw me off, but his music was dope, so I fucked with him. But when I was when we was on the first Declassified together and stuff, and I think Pussy Boy, I was like, who in the hell? And they said, I was just asking. And then I heard his music, I was and he told me man, I was that was dope. It would have been crazy for you in the long run, but especially here in Columbus, it would have went a lot faster sticking with that name and then performing good music. And I'm Pussy Boy.
Yeah, we actually we interviewed him on episode, was that 29, I think?
Something like that.
Yeah, and he ended up talking about his change from being Pussy Boy back to Joseph Keith, and how he's going back to Pussy Boy now. So
Pussy Boy is like an alter ego.
Yeah.
Like some Slim Shady type shit. Now you could introduce Joseph Keith to your mother, but not Pussy Boy.
Yeah, that's what he said on the episode. That was fucking great.
Yeah.
So October, what's your background? What's your upbringing? How does it affect the music that you make?
Well, basically, I was raised on the north side of Columbus, Republican Cleveland, and basically I seen a lot of drug dealing, a lot of hookers, a lot of things go on, and as I grew older and stuff, it's better if I tell you about my name. So October is when my mom and my dad, they fell in love.
Okay.
And Jones is whether you're addicted to a person or a drug. So like stuff I talk about in my music is more like relationships, or not even relationships, just moments you had with a person per se, and drugs. You feel me?
Yeah. So like, yeah, you can be addicted to a person for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Jones and Forum.
Yeah. Jones,
Yeah,
I know what's
exactly. Yeah,
up. Okay.
you feel me? I caught on. You feel me?
That's dope. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the meaning of your name.
Yep. So like that, my meaning of my name is the background. So like growing up and stuff, like having feelings for somebody, whether it's good or even whether it's good or bad and stuff, that really affected me. And then seeing all like the drug activity and me doing what I had to do myself really affected me. So like now I just like put that in the music, all my stories and everything.
Yeah, just a common theme.
Yep.
Jones.
Kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. So are there more reasons for October than just when your parents fell in love, or how is that shaped to be like
October
your
just
month?
always been my month. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to stay single in October. Like girls, it's like their draft season. You feel me? Like, you know, the summer's over, it's getting cold. They're like, I don't really want to deal. So like, it's definitely a lot of attention in October. So that's what it is for me.
Okay.
And save yourself is basically doing all the work independently. So while I'm doing everything independently, this is the distractions that I'm going through and stuff. Or I'm talking about the shows and stuff. Like more recently on this album, I'm talking about what was it? The song with me and Ralph Lauren called I forgot the name of my own track. It's called Richard Millie. And I said, basically I was talking about selling shows and stuff and talking about why I'm doing it and stuff. You feel me? Like, people ask me how I get on the shows. I'm like, I sell seats. You feel me? I can bring people to a show. A lot of people can't bring people to a show per se. Like, they have a lot of fans on stuff online and all that stuff, but it's hard to get them diehard fans from offline into a room physically.
That is facts. The internet and the real world are not the same place.
Definitely.
Where would you say is the biggest concentration of your fans here?
I see, like, what I do is I go to a different genre or a different audience and expand my fan base all the time. Like, so it started in the hood, then I moved, then it was suburb, then it was campus, and then it was people that was like conscious in politics. Like, I was never scared to go to those areas because I didn't feel like I was going to be accepted. I was like, somebody is going to feel it. So whether it's one or two people or the whole room, somebody's going to be able to relate to what I'm speaking about. So I'm going to go into those rooms, network with these people and stuff, and build my fan base, and that's what I did.
Nice.
Okay, sweet. And you said that you were networking outside of Columbus as well, right?
Yeah. So I got good ties in Atlanta, New York, and now in LA with Rare House and everything. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what that song, Going to Atlanta with Saddam is about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
How often do you and Saddam work together?
Saddam, we've been working together like 3-5 years together recording music. So like his first 2 albums, Forever Reckless and 26 Candles, I engineered for him.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he was always a dope person, and like we developed a friendship, and we were like real cool. So when I did Going to Atlanta, he had already was talking about like, bro, send me a track, we gotta get on something together and stuff. And like usually on my albums, since I did the OJ Experience album, which had like a lot of hot artists from the city on it, I'll probably like have him on one song of mine. And when he heard that one, he was like, "Bro, I got something crazy for it and stuff." Because like my story on Going to Atlanta was prior to me actually getting on road, and people were just like, "Man, what was you going through?" Like, yeah. So he was talking crazy too.
How do you guys work off of each other musically?
He's a lyricist, and me, I'm more of a like I got my own style, so it makes us it's like a competition, but it's more just like holding your own. So like it's nice to be on the track with somebody that can hold their own and not like mimic you. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like it's like that friendly competition on the track. So like I like that.
That's dope. Yeah, 2 episodes ago from this one, we had Raina Montgomery and $sign Asia on the show, and Asia was talking about the whole, like, especially in Columbus, everybody's running the same race. You know, like think about it in like a track and field kind of way.
Yeah.
All of your friends are running in the same. You know, that you're right next to each other. Whoever reaches first doesn't matter. Nobody's upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can see that kind of making sense with you and Saddam.
Yeah, like I feel like in Columbus, like whoever kicks that door in for Columbus, we're gonna bum rush that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna bum rush it. Like whether it's October Jonez or Asia or whoever else, once that door is, I'm. Boom! Like whoever's behind that door is fucked up. I'm gonna bum that shit. Like,
for real. There's so much talent in this city, and
exactly. Like we're like a gold mine, and like the Revolt, A3C, and all that stuff, and like a whole bunch of cities have their own stuff where they bring that attention to their cities for somebody to take off every year. We don't have that.
Columbus is a taking time bomb.
Yeah.
It is. I do agree. Also, can I sample that door sound effect you just made? Really accurate. But I think we have 2x2 Fest here, but I think it could stand to get bigger. You know, and it's been going like A3C and things like that in other countries. Other states have been going on for a long time already.
It's just like a lot of the stuff that we have here, like Comfest and 2x2, is more like it's seeming like more politics than talent or evolution. Like hip hop, like 90s hip hop, which is like glorified, especially at 2x2, isn't today's hip hop.
No.
So you won't see a lot of today's hip hop artists on 2x2 because that's not what they are presenting. I'm not saying what they want to. I don't know, but that's not what they are presenting. So like a lot of people are scared of today's type music, or that's what it seems like, because they're not giving those opportunities out. Like you gotta mix in rock to get into like most of the festivals around here. Like you don't have no like rock influence and stuff. It's kind of hard for you to get in.
Yeah, one of the artists that has performed there before, Copyright. Have you heard of Copyright?
I heard the name.
Okay. He sampled, like, there's a song that he has where he samples AC/DC, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he puts a lot of that, like, old-style rock kind of sound into his music.
And that's beastie.
It is. It's dope, but, you know, it's also old school. And I think there's a lot of room for newer sounding artists to be lifted up into the limelight here, especially in Columbus. What reasons do you think they're kind of afraid of that side of the music here?
They may be not, whoever's in charge of the talent that is doing the show maybe only wants to shine light on a certain type of niche that they like. They're not necessarily
It's all good. Yeah, we got all seltzer water right here. So
yeah, they're not necessarily asking the people like what kind of music or what kind of artist they want. They're like taking submissions and saying, "Hey, this is what we want to display. We don't care about what the city want." You feel me?
Yeah.
So like until somebody takes initiative to ask and, hey, what does the city want? Or most of the time people know like an artist named EKT40 and stuff. He has a lot of drama around him, but a lot of people want to see him in concert, but nobody put him in concert.
Yeah.
So like until people give people what they want, there's going to be these little events where I don't see anybody really popping from.
I think Cloud City is doing a good job of putting them.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Cloud City was amazing. Shout out to Sam Rothstein.
Yes.
The whole gang. I forgot how to pronounce Mark Pep. I know they helped with it and stuff, but man, that was amazing. It was dope. I enjoyed myself.
I didn't get to go. I was so sad.
Yeah.
I went to the pre-event though, and the pre-event was going off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some exposure to it. I wasn't able to be there the whole time.
Yeah.
But
next year, man.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm going from start to finish.
Oh, yeah.
Turning the fuck up.
I planned on doing that. That's usually what I do with festivals, but I got really fucking tired this time around.
Yeah.
So
The food was good.
yeah.
Like whoever had them bubbles, shit. I ain't never had no shit like that, but that shit was good.
Oh yeah. So speaking of talent that should be put up in the limelight, what's a day in the life for you?
Day in the life for me, wake up, get my daughter, feed her, play with her and all that stuff, enjoy her. Then her grandma comes to get you, or her mom comes to get you. During that time I'm playing around, people are calling and stuff, and I'm booking appointments. Then around the time they pick her up, I look over my appointments again. I go do those. If I don't have those appointments, or I make sure I'm networking that day, going out to events, a crowd I never experienced before, so I'm always looking for new events to go network, expand my fan base. Or I'm writing songs and making songs myself, because it's hard to get the people to want to work with you or even record with you if you're not working yourself. So if I'm always working, somebody's always going to want to come and work with me, because I'm always doing something that they want to do.
Okay. What do you get out of making music?
Therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy. Like everything, like a lot of my music is a lot of stuff that I know I can't just bluntly say out. It's like I could, but it'd probably be fucked up. You feel me? It probably hurt their feelings directly. You feel me? But the fact that I put it into music and song and stuff, people are more relating to it rather than judging me on it. You feel me? So
okay, I feel that.
When you're going out and networking at just events that you might not typically go to, what does that look like? Are you just rocking with the crowd? And
so usually, if I have a friend or two there that usually does go there. Mm-hmm. This is tearing me up. But I let them, I go there with them, and then whoever they talk to, I introduce myself, or they introduce me to them and stuff, and then I branch off from there. So whoever they know, they introduce me, I tell them about myself. Yeah. They download the album and all that stuff, and it's cool. Or if I go by myself to a new event, I'm making sure whoever's like observing me or talking to me and stuff, I say what's up. Hey, how you doing? My name October Jonez. So you observing me. What do you do? Da-da-da. I talk. I'm very approachable, and I approach people and stuff. Because if you don't talk to nobody, how are you gonna get new fans?
Yeah, I notice when you're on stage, you have a certain sort of style. How much do you think about that, and the way you dress makes you stand out?
I feel like, especially here in Columbus, I always want things that people see all the time, but they don't notice they see. Like the last declassified I did, I wore a B1 shirt where it had the mask and the hearts on it. Mm-hmm. Now, if you go on OSU campus, you see these murals of hearts and everything, and dumpsters, and like the city is like giving him funding to paint the city. And in the store in Madison, he has his paintings up in there. Yeah. And stuff, so people see it, but they might not know who or recognize it. So just by me wearing that shirt, I automatically gain their attention, because psychologically they just seen it, and they don't know where they seen it at. Yeah. But they're gonna stare at me until they figure it out. Yeah. Or a Trapper. Like Trapper is a popular brand here and everything, and it represents my community as well, more specifically. So like, just supporting that gives people eyes, attention. So
yeah, that's smart as fuck,
I just want to demand that attention. Yeah. So
respect.
By supporting those local brands and stuff that people see, but they're not necessarily too familiar with, I demand their attention before I even speak, just by what I'm wearing.
I think about that a lot. I think image and branding are more important than people realize.
Definitely.
Yeah. How would you say, or would you say that's part of why Columbus is a unique city to be an artist in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I've seen people, like, it ain't necessarily about having the flyest gear and all that stuff, because I've seen people, their gimmick is dressing bummy and wearing a whole bunch of clothes, but as they perform each song, they take off a layer. You feel me?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before.
And they just get turned up, like,
Who's doing
Judy
that?
Girl.
Okay.
Judy Girl. He's dope. He's dope. Like, he'll have on a whole bunch of clothes and stuff, like collectible items. So it'd be like a whole bunch of rare pieces. You feel me? And he have it on. Like, I know that boy hot.
Yeah.
And then as he performs and he has amazing performance and stuff, he'll take it off and everything, and then like it just be beastie in the crowd, be working with him. So it's not about necessarily having such brands and all that. It's about what you do with it while you're on stage and stuff. So like me, I demand the attention by wearing certain brands, but then I put on that great performance so that it's like make people want to buy the shirt, and it makes people want to go get my album, and that's what I want. I want to support people who support me and spread my music.
So you're helping the flow of the economy.
Yep, because they're gonna come up. They're gonna come up to me for either one or two things, like, "Hey, that was a dope performance. Where did you get this shirt?"
Yeah.
They're gonna come talk to me, and then I'm gonna plug in.
Hell yeah.
What brand should we look out for in Columbus?
Trapper, they just did a event called Like It's Legal with Melfell Records and stuff. So that was dope, and he was in GQ magazine a couple times this past year. So like he's very up and coming. Overstand, they're a crazy dope brand. They did a collab with B1, the guy I was talking about with the hearts and stuff, and their pop up was dope. And they do like the bulletproof vest and everything, customization. Nice. They got these hockey hoodies coming out. It's just crazy.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, some of the brands that I've seen around town too are like 27D residents. They're gonna be at the next Declassified, I'm pretty sure, as their vendor there. There's also Nerd. Shout out Nerd. I got a shirt from them. Shout out Raw's Formation overall. They're a pretty dope group.
I'll be up there mispronouncing their name.
Oh, really?
Kennard. Yeah, like, that's what I
call
it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, and I know them. You feel me? So I feel bad. I'm like, shit. I be fucking up the name.
And it gets them more attention. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I know I'm like one of them literal spellers and shit. Like. When I was a kid, they had knife. I was like, yo, we got a K. It's a knife.
Some more up and coming ones. There's also Easy Co. Apparel.
Day Chief. Shout out Day Chief.
Day Chief never follows.
Yes.
That's good shit.
I love that hoodie I bought off of him.
Yeah.
It's hard.
There are a couple more. I saw a few. Unbound. It's UNBND. I saw them at Cloud City. So there's a lot happening with clothing brands around town. Also, shout out Deuce. And
Deuce,
No Room to Fail.
Oh yeah.
It's Blatant, I think, Blatant Crew.
Yeah, Blatant. Yeah, they're dope.
Yeah, they're kick ass. So I like all those brands popping up in Columbus. And you want to start one yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll keep that.
Keep on the low. You might.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Yeah, clothing. I like clothing. I want to do something with clothing.
Yeah, like people, they like to be surprised. So like some of your big moves, especially a clothing brand, just get it all the way together. And when you ready to put it out the right way, just drop it on them, and you're gonna get the right response.
I got some shirts the other day. We're gonna start making test samples. So.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. That's gonna be sweet. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute. Quick piss break and stuff. Make sure we get all the burps out from the seltzer water.
Definitely.
And we'll be right back. Do you like what we do on Gab Street? The best way to support the show is to tell people you know about it, either through social media or word of mouth. Interact with us on social media by way of Instagram at Gab Street Podcast and on Twitter at Gab Street Pod. We now have a Discord server, and the link in our bio on Instagram has a button that acts as an instant Discord invite to it, so if you tap on that, you'll join it immediately. Do you live in Columbus and make music? Please submit your tracks to us at gabstpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll feature your music in between topics with your name in the description of the episode if the episode isn't already an interview of another musician. Thank you for listening to the show. It would be impossible to convey to you how much it really means to see your support. Back to the show. Welcome back. We're back from our break, and I learned something during our break that's fucking crazy. Can you play that shit into the phone real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna start it over for you.
This man right here has got a fucking app. So here.
Well, it was developed by a company called Voice First that I invested in that works with Google. If you're interested after you hear this, just contact me via IG, the October Jonez, or my email, the OJ Experience, and I would love to help you get the opportunity to get your own app as well. So basically, for example, today we're going to use Google first. So I would say, hey Google, talk to October Jonez Experience.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't that high speed, so you're gonna have to say something a little bit more simple. Like,
it's still in the app. I didn't exit out of the app. Okay, play song.
how do you like my new song, Lois Lane 3 from Save Yourself 4?
So that's just like a couple of features. So basically, you can go on Google Assistant or Alexa and say, talk to October Jonez Experience, and it will give you an experience to talk to me directly and ask me questions about the album directly. And I feel like it's more personal situation. Like a lot of people, when they gotta click the link in your bio or type your name all the way out, especially if you got a unique name like mine, that Z for some reason gets people. You want to have it easy as possible. So for people just to hold the button and talk and let the phone do the work, it makes it easier and faster for them to get to my product and my music and for us to connect. And also with me talking to them, it's better than Alexa because they're more intrigued because they're actually talking to the person that they're looking up or want to listen to.
Yeah, that's a nice level.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That's insane. I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah, shout out to Pat, and we can definitely do that.
Let me talk to the Gap Street.
Yeah, like have me interview you or something.
Look, Beastie, right? And the team is amazing. They can definitely do that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Props to you for actually taking initiative and doing that, man.
Yeah, I always dealt with when people was like on next level stuff. They was always be like, you know how they sound like. I want everybody to experience it because, especially if a whole bunch of Ohio artists do it and stuff, it's just gonna kick down that door and they're gonna have to like pay attention. So like it's just real big.
Yeah, that's not something everybody's doing.
Definitely.
Wait, do the door sound effect again.
Kick down that door.
Yeah. So,
man, that's insane. And I've never. So you said you're the first one.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that explains why I haven't heard of it before. But like that's
Gap Street exclusive.
Gap Street exclusive.
Yeah, they the Voice First company. They usually was doing like restaurants, little businesses and stuff. But through my manager Jonte, he was working at the Wave that recently shut down, but he was working in networking there, and him and Pat, the guy that. One of the head guys at Voice First, they were working closely. He kept hearing, Pat kept hearing my name, and he started asking about me and everything. And then I showed up one day to meet Jonte, and I seen what he did. He showed me what it was. I was like, bro, that'd be dope if you could do that for an artist. And he was like, we never thought of that. We've never done that.
Yeah.
He was like, that would be great.
Yeah.
Then we set up a meeting and everything. He told me how I would be to pay his team and everything, and I was like, okay, I don't have no problem investing into making this app, but what I want to do is be a part of it from the future on. So like anybody else that comes through, I want to be a part of the process of helping Columbus experience this. You feel me? So that's what I did. So I invested in the company. We finally launched this app, and it's doing amazing right now.
Hell yeah!
Wow. Yeah, that's something that I wasn't really expecting to hear like on this show in general. You know what I mean? Like Columbus doesn't. I have a lot of faith in Columbus. Don't get me wrong, but it felt like we weren't there yet, and we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're right up on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really exciting to hear. That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's not all about the numbers, you know?
Yeah. True that.
Like, could you imagine like all the frequent, consistent questions that people keep asking you over and over if they could just go to the Gap Street podcast?
Yeah.
Yo.
And you can talk to them without keep repeating yourself.
Yeah.
And they can go to the episodes and all that stuff, and they'll ask you questions and you have answers because people keep asking the same one. So that's the one that's what you want to do. And I got a contact option. So if it's a way that I don't have an answer for or a story about, they can actually send me their information, like give me their number, and I'll send a text with my information, and they can contact me, and I can answer it directly that way. That's uncommon questions, but most common questions is in the app, and they can ask away, and I'll answer it.
That's cool. So it's like an FAQ, but you just hear it instead, basically. Yeah. But it feels like a personal interaction.
Yeah, because it's not Alexa, you feel me? It's like you're not talking to a robot, you're actually talking to the person and you're looking up. So like, imagine your favorite artist. You actually get to talk to them. Like,
yeah.
You feel me? Like, it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing an Aesop Rock sweatshirt right now. Yeah. I was able to just be like, hey, let me talk to, let me hit up Aesop Rock.
Oh, quick. Yeah, that'd be impressive. They'd be like, oh my God, he knows. Hey, you never told me about the challenges on your album. Well, man, blown. Like, what?
It's like, hey, yo, guys, listen to this. He's talking to me right now. That's great. Man. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get away from the app just for a minute here, but I have a few more questions for you, specifically about your experience in Columbus as well. So, what would you say? What do you want the people of Columbus to know about you that hasn't already been mentioned today?
Recently,
I see a smile.
Yeah, recently, one of my DJ friends, I ain't gonna put him on blast, but he was like, "Man, you came out of nowhere, man." And I was like, "Bro, I've been on like a 3-year run. I don't think I came out of nowhere." Yeah. He was like, "Nah, bro, like I just got hit." I was like, "Damn." People just now still getting hip. And what I'm going back to that saying is like, when you initially start doing it, your expectations, keep them high. Don't let all the no's and the fan growth, whether it's fast or slow, affect your expectations and what you and your dream and where you're going. All these big shows, believe it or not, the same people that got me onto these shows and I have relationships with now, all told me no. When I first started doing the music and stuff and I tried to get on, they was like, no. Or I couldn't even get in contact with them to get a no. So I had to find a way to get in contact with them. Then I had to take the no, and then I had to do my own thing, so those no's became yeses. Mm-hmm. So basically, the fast route, what I would want to tell a Columbus artist is focus on your niche fan base. So if it's just your friends and family and whoever they know and everything, start on doing those intimate shows and building out, because once you do a sold out show and you're the headliner of that show, the promoters, the media and everybody, they will gravitate to you versus you having to reach out to them about your project and no one knows who you are and you have no buzz. So just work on your craft. The first thing is make great music. Make great music. Don't skip on mixing and mastering and stuff. Even if you do all of it yourself, always have a second ear. My second ear is my friend and mentor, King Dre at Hitmakers Boulevard. The first studio I worked out of was his studio. So I mix and master and record myself, but I still have a second ear that if I'm unsure about something or I can't get it, I can go to him or I could go to Joey at the studio that I work at now.
Orange Studio.
Yeah. And I can get their feedback and they'll give me some advice on what to do. So just having that second ear, putting out that great product first is the way to gain your fans. So great product, you're growing from the fans that you have and that network. So your fans, your family, friends, and your actual people that like your music, the people that know them are your network. So you treat them well and keep making great music. They're going to tell somebody else. Your network is going to grow from there.
Bars.
Straight up bars. I feel like I'm listening to an episode of Super Duty Tough Work right now.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I did enough too much. I need everything.
I have one thing I want to ask you about on your SoundCloud.
Yeah.
What is OJ Mondays?
Okay.
I listened to all 6.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Tell us about that.
OJ Mondays is basically I'll pick out like the hottest industry beat that I think or somebody has recommended, and I would just put October Jonez style on top of that and basically just go hard for a minute or two and just talk talk my shit. So like, if you like my albums, how I talk about October, I told her. This is bluntly just talking to people, like people in general, letting them know more information about what's more current. So like my day to day, those are OJ Mondays because I'm doing those like weekly and stuff. I slowed down in October. Only reason is because it's dropped the album, so I wanted the people to go to the album versus the OJ Mondays and everything. But those is just to talk to the people frequently, stay in contact with them, so consistent. Because one of my favorite rappers, I have two of them, is Lil Wayne and Biggie Smalls. And Lil Wayne, I remember he would drop music like every week. So whether it was a mixtape or a single, he did that for like, I think like 2 years straight. 2 years straight. Music, a single or a mixtape every week. And like we just were so engaged. No matter who had the hottest song on the radio and stuff, everybody was listening to Lil Wayne because he had the most newest and the most frequent content. You feel me? He was very consistent. So just off that consistency, that's what I want to build up with OJ Mondays.
Hell yeah.
I dig that. I haven't heard much of anything like that before from an artist. Just kind of.
Rush did it too.
Okay.
Rush,
cool.
He did it with singles though.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
He did it with singles.
Consistency, man. Consistency.
Yep. On SoundCloud, he dropped a single every week, and then for a whole year. And after a year, his fan base growing and everything, he catered to the cities that was popping the most. Did a tour there, and also start pushing the singles with videos that had the most interaction and views and all that stuff. And he did well, you feel me? And he owned all his stuff. So, and that was off of SoundCloud. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned Lil Wayne and Biggie Smalls, two legends.
Yes.
Who else influences you and your music?
Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott, okay.
She her stuff is always fun.
Yeah,
and
man.
like it's more of how she feels versus focusing on lyricism. Like I like lyrics and stuff, you feel me? I care about what you're saying.
Yes.
But
lyrics aren't all there is.
Yeah, I gotta feel it.
Yeah.
You could say the most intellectual shit ever, but if I don't feel it, I don't care.
Exactly. There's got to be a vibe. I same for me. I like vibe over lyrics too.
Yeah.
Some people don't care about that. They all they care about is the technicality of hip hop.
Yeah.
But hip hop's not just a technical wordplay, like lyrical, spiritual, miracle, individual. Yeah.
Biggie Smalls, he was a lyricist, but he was more of a storyteller. So depending on what story he was telling, that was the vibe.
And Biggie's flow was nasty.
Nasty.
You can't forget that.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that.
So like Missy Elliott, like reason why I like her besides it being fun is anybody's vibe that can make people still dance today. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I ain't no big dancer, but like I used to like dancing, and like for her to make people dance then and still be able to do it now through her music, you just got a crazy vibe. So I always try to focus on, no matter what I'm talking about, making it able for people to move to. You feel me?
Yeah, I like that. So Missy Elliott, Lil Wayne, Biggie. Anyone else that sticks out to you?
Not really. Like I listen to a lot of artists and stuff, and I'm a fan of them. But as far as who influenced the way I rap and how I do it, it's just them three.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Three great artists.
Yeah. So I like the storytell like Biggie. I like the auto tune and the like crazy punchlines like Wayne, and I like the vibes that Missy gave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So we talked about your musical influences. Who around you or is like a legend, like we've been talking about, influences how you do things outside of music?
Okay, outside of music, I ain't gonna lie. I'm like all I do is engineer and be a dad.
Yeah.
Outside of music,
Okay.
so like, it just self because I didn't have my dad around as much as I would like and stuff. So like I always want to, anytime I can be with my daughter, see her and be with her all the time. And then I love music, so like even though it puts food on the table and everything, even if it didn't, I would still be doing that. So engineering, I want to do that every day. So I'm always, hey, let's network, let's do this, let's make a hit. That's all I tell people. I don't beg them to come book studio time. I say, hey, who wants to make a hit today? So you can book studio time, and during that time that you book, I'm trying to make a hit with you. So I'm not just letting you record for 2 hours and putting some plugins on it. I'm like, hey, that was not right, bro. You got to run that back. That's not the hit that we were working for. Come at it this way. Let's work at it. So I'm trying to coach and really create a hit, because I feel when you go to a studio and you leave there, whether it's good or bad, somebody's going to eventually ask, where did you record that? And I don't want them to be like, hey, I recorded that with October Jonez, and they just be like, he let you do that? so I always want to like create hits and like get my input, because I'd rather for a person to be like, hey, I just want to do it my way, so I can be like, hey, he said he want to do it his way, or be like, hey, I'm not comfortable, I'd rather leave. Oh, I bet. Cool. If you don't want to make a hit and you want to make some crazy shit, I don't want my name on that. Go ahead. I'm not chasing the money. I'm chasing what I love to do, and it's putting food on my table.
Okay. And the money comes with it.
Yeah.
So that's a nice.
I'm not selling myself short. Like, hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just do this for free. But once you do pay, I am all the way into it. So like, your song is basically my song.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's an important piece of marketing in general for anything, is framing it as, instead of you give me your money and I let you, it's more of like, this is something I'm going to give you. You have to frame it as if you're giving to the public.
Yeah.
You know, because if you go on, like, say you go on Instagram or something like that, and you look at somebody's story, and they're always like, hey, help me with my GoFundMe or Cash App me all the time. You know what I mean? You're like, you're not fucking with that person. You know what I mean? If that's all they do.
I believe half the battle, if anything, is knowing. So like, especially for people that don't read all the time, you can't even say get radio airplay if you don't know who or how much or what to do. You feel me? So like, if you book a session for me and you're like, hey, how you get on radio? I'm like, well, this is what I did to get on radio, and this is who I talked to get on radio. Just being able to do that, people, once they got the knowledge, then they can build up towards that and get to where they want to go. Some people, you go somewhere else and ask them to, I don't know, you feel me? Because they're not reading either and stuff. So like, since I am on both sides, the artist and the engineer, I'm able to help people either way. So like, with Saddam doing that feature for me, he's on tour with me. You feel me? Yeah. And it's a couple artists like Kuwap. He's another artist that I engineer. He's gonna be on the Kevin Gates with me, and he has a hot song called White Runs. So like, if I see you pushing your stuff and everything, and you come to me, hey, how do I do this? If I can help, I'm going to help you, because like you said, once that door, I'm going to bum rush it. So I don't care who goes through, and I don't want to be the person that holds back Columbus progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a big part of what Columbus is.
Yeah.
That holds true to our culture here, where everybody is trying to elevate each other.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah, like the new music coming up, everybody's trying to elevate each other. I feel like the people that's like ahead of the few festivals we do have, they're more so like they're not really elevating. Like, they got so many connections, but they're not publicizing it for people to access it. So it's just like everybody wants to be a gatekeeper, and like, we're in the age of the internet. Like, we don't need gatekeepers. Just tell us what we need to know.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. That's what's holding Columbus back.
Yeah, our generation knows that information is better when it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if somebody, say like a manager, right? Say your manager gets you in a room with a label and stuff. More than likely, if they had the connections and the willpower to get you into that room, you're gonna trust that person and want to keep working with that person even after the deal is done. Versus the person that, hey, I could do this and stuff for you, but you got to pay me $2,000. Like, to me, if I gotta pay you $2,000 just to get in the room where it's not guaranteed, you are a stepping stone or you're a scam artist, and I'm cool on either one of them. Because I want
For
you to be
real.
mad at me after I pay you that, get in the room, and I close my own deal. And then you be like, yeah, we on. No, we not. You got $2,000 and I'm on. You feel me?
For real.
So what are your goals for the future, at least the near future?
The near future is expanding the voice first with other artists and other businesses, and getting that in there, because not only is it good for like the personal interaction with your favorite artist, but there is people that's not able to type, and they have disabilities where it's more difficult. So for them to be able to just press it or just talk to Alexa and everything and still get in touch with a local artist or their favorite artist and stuff, and hear their voice talk to them back, I want to make that connection and do that. And also do more music videos for Save Yourself 4. I'm gonna push it for a minute.
Okay.
And the only thing frequent besides that is gonna be the OJ Mondays.
Nice.
Like the song I made yesterday, I'm trying to not to release it even though I can, but I just want to deliver the music how I need to the fans and just travel more. So New York, Atlanta, here, Detroit, and I'm working on Pittsburgh, but LA, those are cool, but I want to move and touch more places like Texas and all that.
Dope. Do you have any shout outs to make?
Shout outs, I did most of the producers. I want to give a shout out to the artist that's on the album, Evil Rio, Fat China, Saddam again, Ralph Lauren. And I know I got one more person, but I am having a blank moment.
It's all right.
I am having a blank moment. But just the city in general, I appreciate all the feedback everybody's been giving me, the love I got when I got into Columbus Alive. Shout out to Team Prezi. That's the guy that helped me get onto all the big shows and everything. And shout out to Jonte, my manager, and anybody else that's willing to help me with my dreams, like I'm willing to help anybody else. Thank you in advance, because I haven't met you yet. So hopefully after this podcast, we can sit down and grow together.
Hell yeah.
That's a message. I like it.
That's what Gab Street's about.
That is what Gap Street's all
Yes.
about. Yes. Where can people find you and your music?
You can find me on IG, the October Jonez with a Z, or not to be cocky, you can Google October Jonez and it'll pull up my music on all platforms, Pandora, Apple Music, Tidal, and all of that.
Good shit.
Yeah, but the highest paying was too. And I have a website that's about to launch, and it's going to be the octoberjonez.com. That's coming soon, so pay attention.
Nice. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Any last messages to put out before we wrap up?
I'll just shout out Luke Chioka again.
Yeah, one more time.
Go check out my man's. He's on SoundCloud. He's on YouTube. I think that's about it, actually. Oh, he's on Instagram.
Yeah, one more
Luke-
question for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how did you come up with the name, the crypto thing? I'm like, are you
Oh,
doing
yeah.
cryptocurrency or you co-rip?
No. You're the second person to ask me that, and I'm no. I want to say right now, I am not with no gang shit. Never. Yes,
It's okay, you gang,
No,
bitch.
bro,
Cool,
no.
you gang.
I don't want to
You gonna ride with me?
I don't want to be about that life, bro. No. I don't want anybody to think, no. I'm glad that you know about the cryptocurrency, though. Because,
Yeah.
yes, it is crypto, man.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency. But also, crypto is just, it's a word that means, like, hidden.
Yes.
Like, you have to decrypt it
Yeah.
to understand the meaning.
Definitely.
So,
Because I heard it fluctuates and stuff. I'm like, look, I got to learn a lot more before I can invest.
yes,
'Cause
man.
especially if it fluctuates. That's crazy.
Yeah, cryptocurrency is a very volatile market, and you can lose a lot of money. Some people lost their whole life savings in that Bitcoin rush. That was fucked up. But
Yeah.
yes,
I see a lot of people rich from it, though. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I don't know how it works. I'm going to find out.
yeah. I didn't do either, so I'm lucky. I made it out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just on the public record, Zay Krypto is not a gangbanger. Yeah.
The correct term in the hood is thug.
Thug.
Yeah.
That was what you call it?
Yeah.
Thug.
Gangster.
Okay. Gangster. Thug.
Gangbanger, like people gonna search you for a wire.
That's funny, man. I know that. But yeah.
But anything with an R, if you pronunciate the R on it, we're definitely gonna search
Gangster, yes.
Yeah,
I am no gangster.
we're gonna search you.
Sound like you got two pairs of glasses on.
Yes.
If you're on that mailing list, you know who's coming up next week. But if you're not on that mailing list, go to the link in our bio on the Instagram. It's the first link of the link tree. You can join our mailing list. You can see the next 2 weeks of Gap Street episodes. Thank you for listening this week. Thank you, October Jonez, for being on the show this week. We appreciate you coming out.
Yep.
And we will see you next Wednesday morning, just like every week.
Hell yeah. Peace.
I told it.